They're very precise, they're very important and specific. Number one, as you know that in every country have its own traffic rules and regulations. So for the truck drivers, there are certain tests, certain requirements. That's why their license is different than the license of driving private vehicles. So it requires that they should not drive for more than 8 hours in a row, as far as I understand. So sometimes they falsify that and they drive more. He's asking whether this is halal or haram. Not everything which is constitutional undergoes the halal or haram ahkam in Islam. Yani, if it is something which is not harmful and it is not forbidden, or rather it is recommended, then the constitution or the local law makes it otherwise. From an Islamic perspective, and I'm sitting here not answering on behalf of the law or the constitution, I'm answering whether from an Islamic perspective it is halal or haram. But why I feel that one should be obliged to abide by such law? Because it is definitely for the best of the driver and those who are around him. You know what happens when you work beyond that and it becomes habitual, then you fall asleep. You know, the first leading cause of death is drinking and driving, then driving while asleep or have a sleep. So my personal recommendation, Akhi Ahmed, and from an Islamic perspective, to stick to these guidance with regards to the working hours or the driving hours. Okay? Because they regulate something which is useful and beneficial for you as a driver to go home safely for your family and the safety of others. Okay? And remember what I mentioned earlier in the introduction. Not everything that is constitutional undergoes halal or haram, but many laws, man-made laws, serve the well-being and the well-being of the not just the individual but the community. So we must abide with them as well. With regards to the salary which comes late, so the company, they have to take a loan from the bank for 1 week and eventually they pay interest on that. You as a truck driver, you're receiving your salary from the intermediary company. Are you blameworthy? No. You've offered a service. You've driven the truck for 40 hours a week. By the end of the week, you deserve your salary if you get paid weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. This is your contract. So it's none of your business how do they get the money. Whether they borrow it with interest, they deal with riba, they keep money in the bank and they collect interest on that. This is none of your business. Your job was halal. You were driving a truck to transport goods. You delivered, now they deliver the salary. If they're late, if they're in stock, they don't have cash, so they take a loan with interest. It does not concern you. And how do you say that? The Jews at the time of the Prophet ﷺ were controlling the marketplace and were dealing with riba. Yet Nabi ﷺ dealt financially with them. He purchased from them, he mortgaged his armor with them, he took loans from them. As long as this transaction which is between you and the other party is halal, then I'm not required to verify what do they do otherwise. How did they earn their money from halal or haram sources? Because my service was halal and I deserve to get paid for this service on time.